Hello everyone, welcome back to my short little series here on survival games. So to start this episode off, we're going to be looking at Unturned. And let's go into single player. I think we're actually still has my character data, which is kind of funny because I wasn't really expecting to be playing as my old character. I guess it's fine. Didn't really mess with our ability to talk about the game that much, I guess, other than like the early game stuff. But as this guy is kind of far ahead, you can see him wearing like full Kevlar and stuff. This person's pretty well equipped here. So, looking at this game, the first thing you might think is uh, Minecraft, and no, it has the simple graphic style like that, but it isn't quite as voxel based as Minecraft is. So I don't think you can mess with the terrain too much. You can see this here is a foundation. Again, like I mentioned with Rust, that was kind of the first game that introduced the foundations, and this game uses it now. This game came later. Let's get our gun out, I suppose. So, what this game does that's kind of interesting is it's a ton like DayZ. It doesn't look like it at all. But if you start out, when you first start, it's very difficult to survive the zombies. Because they're very, very aggro. Let's watch this guy come towards us. Notice this very shortly. Unless they've changed it, they might have changed it. But yeah, they have a pretty big aggro range, and you don't start with anything. So it's very easy to go into town and get attacked. Killed. And like to the point where you have to crawl around. We just have the benefit of you know what? I forgot to mention that with DayZ. One of the huge problems with it is like there's so much there's so many zombies and they're so aggressive and they're really hard to kill because they like zigzag towards you. Because their pathfinding is terrible. But they do all that stuff, and it makes it extremely hard to kill them. So you're pretty much constantly crouching the entire time, or crawling or something. You never want to get seen by players either. I have no idea if I think it's turning towards nighttime right now, which isn't good. You can see it's a little bit hard to avoid getting hit while you're using melee, so that's why I try to just use guns. And that's why it's really hard at the start of the game, because all you have is melee. Most likely. It's kind of difficult to keep away from them and not get hit at melee distance. But this one takes the DayZ's kind of concepts and simplifies them down to a more enjoyable level. It doesn't have the crazy keyboard controls that DayZ has. They don't make any sense. I don't think there's even anything I need anymore, to be honest. Character is very much in-game. I don't think there's anything better I can find or get. So, a little bit like Rust, but not quite as extreme, I don't think. He's kind of making the game from the ground up again. Not quite as extreme as that, though. He's just making version 0.3, or version 3. But the thing is, he's been working on it for a very, 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 very long time. I don't know what's taking so long, though. And I think that might be where all of his focus. That's actually quite a few arrows, but I don't really use that gun anymore. There's like nothing here that we need. It's kind of funny. I can't really. I probably should have just restarted the game, but you know, I don't really want to lose all this progress. This character's took a while to get this much stuff. You should be able to find my Let's Play of it actually, if you were so inclined. You see, you noticed us even though we were kind of just stand still there. Yeah, these two guns I have are pretty damn good too. They're one-shot headshot kills. Two-shot headshot kills on the military zombies, which is where I got most of the military guns from. But yeah, compared to a lot of the other games, this one's actually really good. The downside is the map's kind of small, and it's not randomly generated, static. These boxes, they only store 4 things in them, and that really, it's a pain in the ass. Look how much stuff I have. I'm gonna put it all in separate boxes. It's so much crap. This thing doesn't even do anything. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't do anything. Gonna need our military night vision here in a moment, though. Gear in here. I think we're wearing a ghillie suit. We might be just wearing. I think we're wearing a ghillie suit. I think that's why the army fatigues are in that box. Oh. So yeah, the only thing I haven't messed around with too much is like base building with it, because it does have the base building system like Rest does. But also, similarly to Rest, it takes a ton of resources to actually build stuff. So I'd be mining or chopping down trees forever in order to build a base. Also, these boxes are blocking me from expanding this way, and my farm field is blocking me from expanding this way. Oh, here's some of the negatives about this game. It doesn't tell you that farming is easy in this game. And if you've played any other survival game, you know that farming is in-game. Like, that's like the last thing you get set up is your farming. But in this one, so you're running around and you're trying to find enough food to survive on, and there just isn't enough food to survive on, so you die like 20 times due to starvation. And then you find out, oh, farming is extremely easy. All you have to find is one moldy piece of food, and you can pull a seed out of it, and you can start farming. And you don't even have to find tillable soil, you just plop it right down. And then each plant produces like 2 things, and you can turn one of the foods into a plant, or to seeds. It should start turning on our night vision now. What just happened? I took off my clothes, I guess. Yeah, I forgot you have to like equip stuff into it. Oh, you just click on it. Alright. Our military night vision on. I'm sure I like it as much as the other one, though. The civilian night vision. You might have them mixed up, to be honest. I could be wrong. They're both not that great, but technically I think the human eye can see more shades of green than any other color, so that's why I think that the green one's probably better in reality. Yeah, it's not really easy to tell, though. It's not a big deal. Yeah, this seems really fun if you want a DayZ type experience that isn't quite as dark as DayZ is, and the other thing with DayZ is the PvP constantly, but this one you can start an offline game very easily. So yeah, one's a good one to try out if you want to play that kind of game. Oh, any other negatives? The other negative was I think it's extremely hard to mine rocks. Last time I played, you just have to find a pickaxe. You can't make one, so you have to find a pickaxe before you can mine any rocks. And there was something you needed the rocks for. I think it was a fire. You need rocks to make a fire encampment thing. And so without the rocks, you couldn't even cook any of your food. So you know that made the food problem even worse than just the not realizing you needed to farm. But yeah, I think that about covers it for this game, so let's move on to another one. Okay, so the next game I need to cover here, and I say need instead of want to cover, because I don't like this one, but I feel like it has to be covered. It's Neo Scavenger. If you watched my Let's Play series on this, you know why I'm not really wanting to play this game. Alright, so it's gonna be hard to get into like everything I do and don't like about the game until we're actually in it. So Here's our ability to pick skills here. For one thing, this is running in Adobe Flash Player, which is super weird to me. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's take Eli, because we need it for one specific thing at the start of the game, and then not really anything for anything else, which is kind of, you know, not very nice. Electrician and mechanic are both skills we'll also need for kind of one thing, and then not really anything else. Botany, I guess? I don't know. The combat skills are so expensive that I'm never keen on taking them. But I think we need to take them, because I die a lot. Except I can't really take them and have points still left, you know. So let's do... Let's see, I have 5 points, so let's do athletic and metabolism. And then I don't feel like any of these are worth our time, really. Picking up Insomniac's only worth 1. Yeah, we'll do this. All the negatives are like so bad that I'm like, I don't even want to consider them, really. Okay, so we wake up in our room. The game has a story to it, so you can use any of these skills to deal with the situation. Read the console for records. I don't think it's important though, really. Then I need to climb out the window. Alright, so it's kind of a hex-based grid for the main map, and then when you get into events, it's like text-based, sort of. So the first thing we need to do is scavenge the facility. And I use our Eagle Eye skill that we mentioned before. And then we found some stuff. Click on the little box on the screen to pick it up. It's this multi-tool we gotta have. That's why I always pick the Eagle Eye skill. And then there's not really anything else here. In order to go back into the facility, we have to use this item. Go down the hallway. And then look at these things that are in this room. I'm not really gonna go into all this because we're not let's playing this. We're just reviewing it, more or less. So go back and leave. And now there should be these scraps of paper on the ground. I think you have to pick them up to make sure that your person actually read them. Put them back down. Because they're recipes for crafting. Okay, so the UI on this game is kind of clunky. We have our hunger and thirst in here, and the outdoor temp you can see is the first thing that's bad. And it says we're getting colder too. You will die extremely quickly if you don't find any clothing. We very luckily spawned next to a building, I mean to a town. That doesn't happen very often. Let's go here. There's this stuff outside on the ground here. We don't have any way to carry it though, because we don't have any containers or anything. I could like pick up one handful of things and that's it for now. So we have to manually scavenge, and we can pick between these buildings. So they'll tell you how good the loot is, how safe it is, how the sneak is, and then you can sometimes use your skills to help. Except, at least in the case of mechanic skill, it reduces the loot for safety, which, you know, loot's a little bit more important. We were lucky enough to find stuff, and that doesn't always happen. It said we alerted people. We were lucky enough to also find clothing. We can wear multiple layers, which is nice. There's a shoe here, but there's only one of them. And I think it's actually better to walk barefoot than it is to wear incorrect footwear, which is kind of silly. But it's what I've learned from my trials and tribulations with this so-and-so game. Okay, we seem to be very lucky. I swear, the game's not usually very easy. But there is one thing that's wrong here. We don't have any backpack or anything still. And there's all this stuff that I'd kind of like to take with me. We go to the crafting screen. You'll find that there's not a whole lot you can really even make. A bunch of food, clean water, clean rags. We can break a bottle, basically. We can make campfires. We can scavenge for stuff in a forest. Turn rags or clothes into rags. But we can't make rags into clothes, which is in the butt. So a lot of these other things are saying that we actually have to have stuff around to make these. They're not easy to make. So yeah, we can't make any of this stuff. There's no other way we can use any of these resources right now, which is kind of silly. Scavenge again. For some reason we still have 3 out of 3 movement, which is weird. I think the game updated since last time I played it, so... Okay, so no items found this time. This is what I don't like. One of the things I don't like about this game. You either find stuff or you don't in this game. There is no in-between. And that's not really how it should work, right? You should just be able to look around until you... Okay, so we're already encountering something. I've actually never fought one of these, I just have seen them. The melon head thing, it kinda scares me. It's frail and barefoot. Okay, so combat, it looks kinda neat here. You pick things to do in the combat screen. Can I use my multi-tool blade? We can, like, want to cover. It's not really important because I don't think this thing shoots. I don't know what this thing's, like, even gonna do. You know, the first things what I started to do when I first started playing the game is I tried to be sneaky. There's more than one of them now. Fuck. Okay, we got away from... Well, we had to leave the town behind. Turn. Still getting colder. We still don't have enough clothes, really. Got lucky to find this much, to be honest. And then for some reason, we can't really see into these tiles. Another thing I don't like, it doesn't really tell you why you can't walk and see these tiles. In most games, what it would do is you'd see the tiles adjacent to you, and then not past them if there's something in the way. This one, you just can't even see the tile next to you if you... It's like, okay, what exactly is blocking my vision? I must know what's blocking my vision. That doesn't make any sense, I don't know. But now we do, I guess, for some reason. Let's go in here. Oh yeah, it's not telling me how much time is passing, by the way. Like, how long is a turn, anyway? Anyway, there's a building here. It's just a mobile home. It's probably not going to give me anything. Oh, okay. I was wrong. A laptop. Blue jeans. Good. Alright, so one thing I don't know is, and it doesn't tell you, it's another thing that this basically the idea of what's everything that's wrong with this game is it doesn't tell you what's wrong. Like, it doesn't tell you how warm this thing is. It's something I kinda need to know. Oh, there's actually a brown t-shirt. Can I put this on too? No, I have to switch one out. I think the brown t-shirt had more durability though, maybe. Let's flare it down. Yeah, that one's really bad. Guess it'd be this one first, and then this one, and then this one. Right foot sandal and the left foot. Okay, that might work. It might still give me improper footwear. No, it still says improper footwear, so I think it's still better to just go barefoot. But what we do got now is a bag. So I can actually carry a little bit more stuff with me. You can see we actually have quite a decent amount of space now. Let's go this way, and I'm out of turns. And we will go into this town. Oops, we don't want to use mechanic skill. Look how bad the loot chance is here. Nothing. Nothing. See? Oops. I got some stuff again. Hey, these pants are better. I'm accidentally kind of playing this game. Can give footwear another try. Okay, there we go. We'll take these long strings. Need these dirty rags in case we get hurt, but we're kind of out of room now. There we go. Okay, and I don't think there's anything else to search here. So we should be stabilized on our warmth. Usually you don't get so lucky. I think I need to go try to fight something just to show you guys why I don't like the fighting in this game. Otherwise, it sounds like I'm complaining about nothing. Okay, there's suddenly music, which kind of scares me. Water here if we wanted to pick it up, but we don't really need it right now. Yeah, I'll scavenge this last town and then I will go seek out my death. So just for yucks and giggles, I will try to fight. I will give my best attempt to fight my enemy once I find it. Alright, so let's try to find something. There's like a bigger town over here. Maybe there's a more likely chance for enemies to spawn there. I think this was where we went before. No. I keep going here. It's usually pretty easy to find someone to kill you. I don't know why we're getting so lucky. Like I said, I think there's a chance that they just made the game easier. Which wouldn't surprise me because it was a little bit out of hand before how hard it was. And it's not even a fair hard. Soon we'll be looking at a game that's fairly hard. Where's the enemies? They're always around when I don't want them. Ugh. Game's trolling me, I think. We gotta fight something here. There's someone. Come at me, bro. Here it is. Alright. Alright, so let's offer to talk to them, I guess. They're only 2 range away from me, which is kind of weird. Okay, so he's a bad guy. He charged me. Really distracted. I have to wait. There's nothing else I could do there. And he stabbed me with his arrow. Crude butthead. I'm bleeding. His arrow broke. We are going to die in like 2 turns. 2 turns, that's it. He's too close for me to retreat right now. So we might as well launch a flurry of attacks on him. We have to wait. Missed all the times, I think. We have to wait. We have to wait again for some reason. Like, why am I waiting? It's not telling me why I have to wait here. We're bleeding. We have to wait again. Okay, we still have to wait. Okay, we can finally do something here. Usually you don't get the chance to do something again. So melee attack him. We can't do anything, and we're dead. You tell me why I had to wait. It doesn't tell you why I have to wait, and that's how you'll die 99.9% of the time. It doesn't let you bandaged up in the middle of combat. But, you know, that might be realistic if you want to think it that way, but any other game you would be able to manage up. So yeah, that's how you'll die 99% of the time, and almost 100%. Well, it's bad combat system. It's really, really bad. Alright, so let's move on to some other games. Alright, so the final game I wanted to cover in this video, and it's funny that we're this many videos into this thing, is Unreal World. Also, I just wanted to kind of mention that this isn't like a list of games that I don't like or something. Only Neo Scavenger, that's like the only one I don't like out of everything I've talked about so far, and the ones to come. All the rest of them all have their own merits and stuff. I'm just saying that a lot of them kind of fall short of like being perfect. Anyway, this is another pretty good one, called Unreal World. It's actually a very old game. You can see here, 1990. And yeah, it's been out this long, but people are only starting to notice it now because of the survival game reemergence thing. I could load a saved character, but I think we'll just create a new character really quick to kind of show what it's like. Custom. So, this game is kind of based on like Finnish lore, kind of loosely though. It's like this mix between being accurate and being fictional. It's just both interesting and strange. I could go like over what all these people are, but you know, that'd be more suited to a Let's Play or something. I'm just gonna pick these guys. Be male. Pick like this guy, I guess. We'll start into spring. So you re-roll your stats. And you can re-roll pretty much infinitely as far as I know. Let's just get something that's fairly good, I guess. Speed's a bit low, will's a bit low, but let's just go. And then you get these incantations and stuff. So there's no magic in the game, but there's these like prayers that you can give to the Finnish gods for stuff. I don't know exactly how well they affect things. It could be maybe not at all. It could just be like a placebo effect or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this game. I've only just recently started to play it. So then you get to your stats screen. I think everyone's agriculture skill is always really low. This guy's stats in general are not as high as my last character stats were. I think I got lucky on my last character stats, actually. I'm not going to deal with these, because I don't think those are too important. I think survival's pretty important. Oh yeah, you have to use plus sign. This game has a lot of mouse commands compared to a lot of the style of this game. We'll see the style in a moment here. But compared to some of the other games of the style, which are be coming up next, actually, this one has a lot of mouse interface. We'll also do carpentry. We'll do timber crafts. So I have 2 more points left, which is pretty good. We'll do hide working and fishing. Happy with this? Sure, why not? So it randomly generates a map, but to be honest, it makes pretty much the same map every time. So like if I press W, it'll automatically re-randomize the world. It's still pretty much the same. It has the general shape, it has this little dip in here, it's really wet up in here. It's not really that much different. So, you know, take that for what you will. And you can see of course, it's not actually Finland, which is, you know, I still don't know if this guy was going for directly historical, or complete fantasy, or a mix. I think it's definitely a mix, but, you know, kind of strange. We can look at the culture map. Move around our start location. It's random though, so again, it's kind of like the re-rolling thing. You just have to kind of re-roll until you get something that you like. That's pretty good. That's kind of what I was aiming for. And then these cultures are all different tribes and stuff. For the most part, they're all friendly, except these purple guys. They're like barbarian kind of things. Sit there and play this world. Oh, E. I thought it said enter. And then you can pick what kind of startup scenario you want. You could read all these, but again, be kind of more setting for a for a let's play. We'll do a lonely settler. Yes. And then you can pick, do you want to start the game normally? Do you want a tutorial, or do you want like an advanced tutorial? They say that you should always just do the tutorial because it'll give you free stuff. Alright, here we are. Okay. So here we are in the game world. So you can see it's like a 2D, and it's not even isometric, it's just top down. And I can rotate using the 5 and 4 key on the numpad. So one little thing that this game fails at, that you kind of notice pretty early on playing this, is you can't really like move around in every direction. So I'm pressing my arrow keys right now, I can't do anything. Pressing my AS and WD keys, can't do anything. Pressing my control pad keys, and I can't do anything. You have to hold control down in order to move, and then you rotate by not holding control down and pressing the arrow keys, so it's kind of weird like that. So we have carving axe here. We start with these little huts because of the starting scenario we're in. Splitting axe. Yeah, I can't get around this tree. I don't think you're even supposed to move by holding control down. I think what it is like, pick a direction to face, and then you move in that direction by pressing 5. Yeah, but it's not easy to get used to, because in all the other games that are kind of top-down like this, you just move in a direction and you go that direction. And you look in that direction at the same time. Broad axe, so. We have all these trees around us. It's Finland, so there's lots and lots of trees, mostly spruce trees. It's a very beautiful country, actually. But, yeah, so you just have to survive, clearly, since we're talking about survival games. Whoa, we actually have a fine Cumulaeus spear. I didn't start with that last time. I did the exact same scenario with the exact same kind of culture. Damn, a fine Cumulaeus spear, man. That's like really good. That's like one of the best spears you can get in the game. That's why I picked this nation, but last time I didn't actually get one. Okay, I'm wandering around aimlessly again because I'm pressing my keys wrong. So, like, what do I talk about here? There's a lot to talk about, but main problem with the game is there's a surprising lack of content for the game having been worked on for, what is it, 25 years? There's 25 years of work into this game. It's only one guy. Like, a lot of these games are just one person. But compared to some of these other ones that we're going to look at, you know, there's quite a lack of content. Let's see if we can skills, timbercraft. So we have these options. That's about it for timbercrafting. And survival, we have these options. That's it. Forgot what the actual crafting key is. Is it like M? Shift M, B. E is building. Building options. Alright, we're gonna have to look at the controls. Let's see it. There's like an actual crafting menu, I think. Could be wrong though, it could just be using the skills to craft stuff. I swore it was like in handcraft options. Yeah. And then these are our options here. Oh, I guess I like I went into building straight. Could make leather and furs. That's it. Don't learn more. Make these things out of lumber. That's it. Can't do more. make these traps. Can't make any more. It looks like a lot of stuff, but when you see the games that are coming up, this isn't anything. This is all we can make here. Weapons is like a good one to look at to kind of get an idea. It's the like late Iron Age. We can only make stone axes, clubs, javelins, primitive bows, short bows, arrows, and blunt arrows. Nothing else. Can't make daggers, can't do anything. You have to trade for that stuff. But you know, he's kind of going for like this historical thing that, I don't know, he's encouraging you to be like a trapper or something, working for a living. Not so much like survival games we're used to now, where you're kind of a jack of all trades kind of person. But it is pretty cool. It just lacks a lot of content. That's about it. And the walking is kind of wonky, I have to say. I'm struggling to walk here. But you know, it is what it is. So let's move on to the next episode and our next games.